Hello and welcome back to the podcast sponsored by WaygookinWay.com. WaygookinWay.com is where I write about my experiences in Korean and Korean American culture as a non-Korean person. You can read all of my writings there. You can subscribe to this channel and be able to get videos. What I'm going to start doing is putting these podcast episodes up first and then writing the articles later. So if you want to hear the articles or if you want to get the information before they appear on the site, definitely subscribe to the channel. You can follow me on social media with the links being in the description box down below as well. And as always, you can email me at contact@waygookinway.com. That's contact@WaygookinWay.com. So as promised in the last episode, I wanted to briefly talk about foods you can eat to keep you warm. Right now, this is being recorded in March of 2017. So in some areas, snow will still happen for maybe the next month and a half. It's not unusual this time of year if you're in the western United States or Canada to get snow. Monsoon season is coming in certain areas, which is causing people to be cold. And so just briefly want to talk about some Korean foods you can eat that'll keep you warm. And so the food item that I referenced in the last episode that fit this category would definitely be mandukuk. So mandukuk is mandu soup. Mandu is the Korean dumplings. Depending upon who makes it, the dumplings can be different sizes or different shapes. There's all different types of mandu. For those who are wondering about the filling of mandu, what's inside of it, pot stickers are probably what you would know mandu as. So if you're familiar with the filling of pot stickers, then that's what's within inside of mandu. The only difference possibly would be japchae noodles being inside of Korean dumplings, whereas if you're getting more Chinese style dumplings, they may not have those noodles in there. But with this particular dish, it's boiled. Normally there's some vegetables. There may be egg in it as well, kind of like a small egg drop version of eggs in there. There can also be different things like odeng, which is the pressed fish cake, and tteok, which is the Korean rice cake that is sometimes sliced up and put in there. But it's definitely served hot, and it's definitely on a cold day something that'll warm you up. Next would be the dish kimchi jjigae. Now this is definitely a common thing at a lot of Korean restaurants. Kimchi jjigae is kimchi stew. So if kimchi is going bad, or if kimchi is in a way that a person doesn't like, that does a lot of cooking, they'll sometimes make stew out of it. So it is a cabbage stew. If you hate cabbage, you will hate kimchi jjigae. But if you like it, then you will have a nice warm dish, and it'll definitely be a lot spicier than what mandukuk would be. So if you want hot and spicy, warming up, that'll be what you go with. Depending upon who makes it, there can be meat in there. So some people put bulgogi meat inside of it. Some people put pork inside of it. It really just depends on the person cooking. In the US, I would say in a number of areas there's no meat in it. Some people have a thing against adding meat. Some people are just being cheap when they're cooking. So if you're wanting a lot of meat in there, then you're going to have to definitely request that with kimchi jjigae. Another dish that you may or may not have heard of is tossut bibimbap. A lot of people have heard of bibimbap. Bibimbap is the rice and vegetables, and sometimes there's some bulgogi on it. and you have an egg with it normally, whether it's just the egg yolk or a fried egg. It's in a bowl. You add gochujang. Gochujang is red pepper paste. So if you're comparing it to sriracha, it is going to be thicker and it'll still be spicy. So if you add too much, it'll have that spicy kick to it. It won't have the sting to it like a sriracha sauce would have, but it would definitely be spicy enough to open you up. So be careful with the gochujang. But tossut bibimbap is the same thing, except tossut bibimbap comes in a hot stone pot. And so what ends up happening, the stone pot is so hot that it'll cook the rice that's already in there that's cooked. And it'll cook it to where it'll actually start to get crispy and crunchy. So for people who don't like their rice their way, they have to constantly stir the tossut bibimbap. And some people like the crunchy rice, and especially saving it towards the end. So if you're that way, then you'll definitely let it sit there and cook. Just eat from the top and then occasionally stir it to have that crispy rice at the end. But they'll definitely warm you up. And again, if you want it spicy, if you add kimchi to it, then the spiciness of the kimchi will kind of get lost in the dish. And it'll just end up tasting like plain cabbage. So you'll definitely want gochujang unless you just want extra vegetables and you want more crunch to it. Then you would add kimchi to there. If you are on a budget and you want to stay warm, the definite go-to dish is ramyun or ramen noodles. So there's all different types. There are rice noodle ramen, which is a little more healthier of an option. Sometimes the rice noodles aren't the spicy kind, so if you want spicy, then you definitely will go with something like shim ramyun or something along those lines. And pretty simple to make. Add hot water, let it cook itself, and then go from there. The Korean way of eating it, there really is no Korean way. Different people add different things. Some people might add olding to it. Some people might add some bulgogi to it. Some people will add just all types of stuff to it. Some people put a slice of cheese in their ramyun. So it depends on you, how you want it. But definitely, if it's a cold, cloudy day, nothing like some spicy ramyun and some gimbap to go with it. Definite perfect snack meal option to go with a Korean drama. So if that's something that you're really wanting to do just to warm up, have nostalgia, maybe if you went to college and you're reminiscing about the days when you didn't have much money, that's the way to go, most definitely. So those are just a few items. There's different soups and stews that you can get, but those are going to be some of the more common ones that you're going to end up getting at a Korean restaurant or that you can take home from a Korean market. So if there's any other food items that you can think of that are perfect for a cold, cloudy day, definitely put it in the comment section below. The article will be up in a few days, so might change that and add some things. There'll probably be a part 2 to this as well, so definitely be on the lookout for that. As always, if you have any questions, you can email me, contact@WaygookinWay.com. That's contact at WaygookinWay.com. Definitely please leave a like to this video, subscribe to the video as well. Comment what your favorite thing to eat on a cold day is also. Thanks again for listening, and as always, remember the best way to get rid of your nightmares is to follow your dreams. I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.